New at 5 tonight, ABC7 has learned the area's 2 military hospitals are furloughing due to sequestration. More than 3,500 employees who care for the nation's wounded warriors. Hospital officials confirmed that these furloughs affect more than 2,300 civilian caregivers at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda and more than 1,100 at Fort Belvoir's Hospital in Virginia. The employees will take 11 furlough days, and this is starting in July. Officials promise patient care will not be compromised. They refuse, though, our request for an interview.
Well, sure, they refused your request for an interview. They don't want to tell you the truth. They don't want to tell you that, oh, the hell with our veterans. We don't give a damn about them. So the guy comes back without a leg. Yeah, give him a stump. You know, tell him to go out back, cut a piece of wood and stuff it on that stump, and he can go wandering around. Who cares anymore? We're not going to give him a... You know, I am so... Last week, I told everybody about what was going on in this country and where we're throwing, just literally throwing money away. And if they believe me, fine. If they don't believe me, that's okay too. But according to ABC7, you're looking at a lot of people. They figure they're going to save $1.8 billion. I'm going to tell them how to save $1.8 billion right now. We're gonna go right into how they can save $1.8 billion. Because see, the assessment over the 2,500 civilian positions determined that 163 staff exemptions were necessary to maintain the highest level of cares of warrior, inpatient, and outpatient in rehabilitation and other critical areas. Walter Reed said in a statement, fortunately, our wounded warrior census is significantly lower than expected during the peak wartime period, yet our staff remains consistent with peak levels. Hospital officials refused ABC7's repeated requests for an interview, but a staffer who spoke with ABC7 said employees were not to speak with the media. I wonder why. I wonder why they were told not to speak with the media. Well, let's talk about how we're going to save this money. Let's see. How about we cut out the program for $434,000 to the Latino middle schoolers to resist sex, and the $536,000 to study smoking cessations for the LGBT community. Love the way they call that a community. And the $287,000 for the Fed developing virtual woman who will agree with some sexual activities and refuse others. How about the $30 million that we're giving to Pakistan mango farmers? You think that might help if you threw it towards the VA and kept these people on? Or the $765,000 for pancakes? Or $120 million in retirement and disability benefits to federal employees who have died? Or $652,000 to an Oklahoma visitors center when their roads are falling apart, or $113,000 for video games? How about $484,000 for pizza? $100,000 for celebrity chef show in Indonesia? $10 million so Pakistan can have Sesame Street? $550,000 for rocking the Kremlin? $702,000 to bring television to Vietnamese villages that don't even have electricity? You're going to turn around and spend our money this way in other countries, and you're not going to do a damn thing for the veterans? You're just going to lay off staff? Anybody else have any suggestions? Yeah, I've got a few suggestions for them. You know, we have this sequestration, which basically cuts 10% or 20% off the employees that work for the government in critical care areas such as the VA. Well, I've got a hot flash. Why don't we cut Congress's pay by 20%? I calculated it out earlier today, and it comes to almost $19 million that we would save in a year and give that to the VA to keep those staff people on. Hey, if the regular peons have to suffer, why don't the kings and queens in Congress have to suffer? Cut their salary by 20%, and let's see if they like it. Matter of fact, I got a better damn idea. Instead of cutting it by 20%, why don't we cut it down to what the average American makes? We'll take them from $174,000 a year, and we'll take them right down to $50,000 a year. Let's see how much you like that. That's over $100,000 savings a year per congressman and senator, and $350,000 with that supposed president that we have. Why don't we cut their wages? Why don't we cut them down and give that money to the Veterans Administration and tell them, here, keep those people on? You know, how long are we going to take and put up with this garbage? How long are we going to put up with the crap coming out of Washington? These people, whether you agree with the war or not is not the issue. The issue is these people went believing they were defending this country, and now they're turning around and saying, well, we don't have the staff. Let me tell you something. I'm in the VA system. The people there's a lot of good people there. The system sucks. The system basically sucks. You go ahead and make an appointment. Let's say you're having a problem with your diabetes. You have a sore on your foot or something. It'll take you a month to get a damn appointment. A month. You know what can happen in a month's time? Then you know what their answer. Well, why didn't you go to the emergency room? Well, shit, in my life as a civilian, I never just ran to the emergency room for anything. I got on the phone, I picked up the phone, I called my doctor. My doctor says, okay, come in a couple of days or tomorrow or, the next day. And you went in and he looked at your foot and properly treated it. But this is the system that we have. And now they're going to let these people go. And you realize, what are we going to do now? What are veterans going to do now? Are they going to sit around and wait for months to get something done, to get something taken care of? This ticks me off to no end, because these people have no concept of what's being done at these VA hospitals. And now you got a guy that comes back. I mean, you think about a young guy, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, or even 25 or 30 years old, comes back missing a leg. You not only have the trauma of the fact that he is missing a limb, but also the rehabilitation, plus the psychological rehabilitation that you're going to have to do to this guy so he doesn't sit there and feel sorry for himself. That's why veterans take care of veterans, and the government can go stuff it up their chocolate whiz-wang. Hey, this is Ken, host of the Information Nation. What you've just heard is just a sampling of my show from June the 2nd, 2013. Now, if you'd really be interested in hearing more of my show, go to my website, theinformationnation.com, and you can listen to the entire show there. Or you can download it from the Information Nation's iTunes page and listen to it at your leisure. But this is the kind of information that you'll get listening to the Information Nation on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com, theinformationnation.com. I hope you'll take some time, tune in, give us a listen. We're on every Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central Time for 2 hours. Take a little time out of your schedule. I know you're busy in that, but get informed. Find out what's really going on in the world. We're not the mainstream media. These are news and views beyond the mainstream media. So don't forget, every Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, live on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com, theinformationnation.com.